Am I the idiot for refusing my brother and his pregnant wife? I, female 21, have a boyfriend, male 22, of 3 years who has ASPD. My sister-in-law who is 5 months pregnant is scared of him and wants me to end my relationship. After pestering me for days and me trying to reassure her that I have a support system and my boyfriend will be completely cut off from her child, she still wouldn't stop texting me every day to break up. Me and my boyfriend decided to fake break up until the baby is born. Today I was running an errand for my brother and his wife. Sister-in-law asked me if I'm still seeing my boyfriend, to which I answered no. She told me I made the right decision and said that she can finally have a peaceful sleep. She keeps talking about how her stress level has been going up because of my affair and she's glad she won't have to raise a kid in the presence of my boyfriend. This is where I might be the asshole. Sister-in-law asked me if I will move in with them. I answer with a simple no, and when she said she haven't stated the reason for her request and asked me to listen her out. I told her I don't really care about your reason, I won't move in with you, and walked out of the house. She texted me, saying it's unfair and cruel of me to be upset at her for trying to do what's best for everyone. She wanted me to stay with them so she can keep an eye on me and that I put her under lots of stress, which is bad for pregnancy. I feel like but also think she's pushing me too much. Edit. My brother have a talk with my sister-in-law and she have called me to apologize for her behavior. I came clean about the fake breakup. She says it's wrong of her to assume the worst in my BF. My brother asked her what would she do if their child was unfortunate enough to have the same diagnosis, and that changed her perspective, her words, but she have her concerns still and think it's best for my BF to keep his distance until further notice, and she will be speaking to her doctor about her anxiety and stress. She also offered to apologize to my boyfriend, but my boyfriend says he doesn't care about some pretty words and tells her to manage her own health, both mental and physical. Thanks everyone for your concern and advice. And to all those that made unnecessarily rude comments about my boyfriend and our relationship, learn some empathy. You're the idiot. Antisocial personality disorder is scary AF. People who have it have a major lack of regard for their safety or anyone else's, and they tend to be violent, break things and lie. And now you are lying too. Feels to me like sister-in-law is trying to get you away from a person who is dangerous. You shouldn't be dating someone that requires a support system and has to be cut off from small children. Not the idiot. Your sister-in-law is trying to manipulate you into being her live-in help. First by making sure you are single, next by getting you to move in. Don't lie to her anymore and block her number. Tell you won't be letting his wife harass you anymore. Update. As most of the comments suggested, I will talk to my brother and parents about sister-in-law's behavior. It has been a week and we are all doing mostly good. My sister-in-law has her first therapy session. She finds it nerve-wracking but believes it'll be effective. She tells me that she would randomly think about my boyfriend's diagnosis and get all anxious, and whenever she caught herself getting anxious over this, she played tavern music and drew a medieval town. I don't know the exact term, which seems to work really well to soothe her. She also gets a better sleep and the baby is healthy. I have read all the comments in my original post. Though I disagree with some of the comments about my sister-in-law, I agree that I was at fault for not setting boundaries and lying to her about my relationship. I am truly grateful for all the advices, and it was such a great insight and motivation to read about people who are in a similar situation as me and my BF. I also apologize to my BF for disrespecting our relationship. We both agree that we should no longer disclose his diagnosis to anyone. Unfortunately, we have to change our couple therapist and it's hard finding a new one. Apart from that, things are going well, and last Friday I formally met his family for the first time, which goes beyond my expectation. You're the idiot. The only thing I find you an idiot about and still consider you an idiot about is how you refuse to stand up and still are refusing to stand up for your boyfriend. You did an entire theatrics about breaking up and now excusing her behavior because you know her. Your boyfriend deserves better. Someone who isn't ashamed of him and is willing to put people in their place. Someone who doesn't make excuses for their poor behavior towards boyfriend. He deserves way better. Should she break up with her boyfriend? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I the idiot for moving my baby brother's bed to my parents and locking my door? My parents had me, male 16, kinda young, and just last year they decided to have another baby. My brother Leo is 2 months old. I love him, but he cries nonstop every night. My dad and his friends are doing some renovations to the bedroom downstairs, which was supposed to be Leo's room, but some stuff came up and it is delayed now. They told me for a little while Leo is gonna be in my room because my dad needs to get up early for work and he can't sleep if my brother is in their room. It's been annoying AF. Leo cries. It takes my mom time to get to my room, then she turns on the lamp in my room and it takes like a half hour sometimes for her to get him back to sleep. I really hate it. I've kept talking to them about when his room is gonna be ready. My parents say it's gonna be a while, but they still say no, he can't be in the room with them. Monday night I got really annoyed because my mom was knocked out, so I had to get up and change his diaper at like 3 in the morning. When it was nighttime, I moved his crib to their room and told them that I'm tired of hearing him cry all the time in my room. My mom started telling me stuff, then my dad did too when he got home. But I locked my door from inside. They gave up and said fine if that's what I want, and they kept my brother in their room. My dad was pissed the next day when he got home cause I'm sure Leo woke him up whenever my mom needed to do something. Actually, they both look really mad at me. Then my mom told me I acted real unfair to them and we're a family who handles stuff together, so she doesn't think it's right I'm not trying to help them a little here with my brother. So yeah, she does think I'm an ass for that, since Leo being in my room means my dad does have to take up every time my mom needs to feed him or whatever, and he is the one who also provides for us. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your sibling is not your responsibility. They need to actually take the role of the parent and be sleep deprived like the rest of us. It's tough, but that's what they decided. They have no right. Update. My parents aren't mad at me anymore, at least. I decided to show them the comments here on my post plus the sum of the DMs I got from actual parents. And I told them how unfair it is that I gotta be the one losing sleep getting up cause my mom didn't do that when I literally got to school in a couple of hours and it was already hard enough for me. It is super tiring having it happen every night when my bro was supposed to have his room ready a long time ago. I love my little brother, so it's not that I don't want to be around him, but I can't be tired all the damn time. They finally heard me though, at least, and especially my dad apologized. And I said I'm sorry too for doing it that way, but just didn't see how else they would listen. For now they are sticking to having Leo in the room with them. My dad is learning how to deal with crying, but my mom took him to the living room to calm him down. Then when I'm home I try to take him more cause my mom does get super tired and cause I miss him when at school lol. So then I just have him until it's time to eat dinner. But yeah, finally some freaking sleep. That's good to hear. I know having a baby is tough, but it shouldn't fall on the older child to take care of them at night. Glad things have turned around for the better and you still try to help your mom. Not the idiot. It's awesome that things are resolved. It's definitely not your responsibility to deal with a baby that was not your decision to have. It's nice you're helping your mom after school though, that's really kind of you. Should he be more willing to help out with his brother? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I the idiot for moving my kids 1.5 hours away from my parents? 5 years ago I, female 33, had a bad divorce divided by 2 small kids. Father is not in the picture and will likely never be, as it stands. I temporarily moved in my parents to get back on my feet. In that time, my parents, kids, and I relocated across the country. Once here, we got a house to share and split everything 50/50. My parents are retired and have not made efforts to branch out. I've gotten a grad degree, friends, and a great job. After 3 years of being single, focusing on my kids, I began seeing someone greater than 1 year ago. He, 35, has a great career, excellent my kids, and we're discussing marriage. In the past months, my boyfriend, kids, and I moved in together and we're happy. In the past, there were boundary issues my parents. While my dad let me parent, my mom was very critical. I feel I'm a devoted parent, and other friends, family tell me I do a great job. My mom crosses boundaries often, and it's been noticed many times by friends and family. She can be controlling and is used to us abiding. An example would be calling me crazy and being very upset that I took the kids on vacation 5 hours away. They had a blast. Now, an opportunity has presented for my boyfriend and I to relocate to a smaller town 1.5 hours away. My boyfriend is successful in a unique line of work that's very geographically limited, and has turned down offers to live abroad, petitioning for a location closer to where we are now so my kids can stay close to family. This move is not entirely optional for him to maintain his position. My job is flexible. The town has good schools, safer and easier living. The kids are excited and had no concerns seeing their grandparents less days per week. My parents would go from seeing the kids after school to on the weekends. I broke the news to my family and they are furious. I assured them we'd be back to the city almost all weekends and they could visit anytime. They told me they never would have moved here if they knew we'd be an hour and a half away. They were devastated and felt used and abused. I never would have accepted their help if I knew I'd be expected to live within a certain radius indefinitely. I feel like I owe them for their support when I was going through the worst time of my life. I love my parents and will be forever grateful for their help. Right now, their weekday revolves around the kids. They don't have hobbies, friends, jobs, so I know it's an adjustment. I feel this is the best move for us, the kids, our careers, and peace of mind. I see a future my boyfriend, he fought to be close to us, and is committed to me and 2 kids that aren't biologically his. Am I the idiot for relocating? Not the idiot. As the mother, if you feel this move will improve your and children's lives, then go for it. It may even force your parents to make friends, get some hobbies, and enjoy a little freedom. This may even bring you closer as a family. Give the kids a chance to miss their grandparents and spend memorable quality time. Not the idiot. They're ridiculous. It's an hour and a half. No biggie. My grandkids live 7 HRS from me. I see them pretty much every other month. I wish they were only 1.5 HRS away, but life didn't work that way. Update. Long story short, not only did we not move 1.5 hours away, we ended up 15 miles away. When the pandemic affected both of our jobs, the original move from the original post never happened. After the reaction I received to that move, when the time came to discuss options after our world turned upside down in 2020, I didn't have the capacity to account for anyone's wishes but mine, my partner, and my kids. Trying to placate others with the original move got me nowhere, and things actually got worse with the control, disrespect. I started looking at the situation critically and realizing how damaging it was that my life as a grown adult was an apparent open forum for the whole family. While I never wanted to hurt them, I also saw the writing on the wall if I kept allowing that dynamic. One day during the quarantine, I had a major realization. I didn't want to grow old and look back on a life I didn't recognize. I had made so many decisions by default, people-pleasing and letting myself be swayed from what would be best for me by other people's interests. I didn't want to live one more day compromising. We ended up moving to a beautiful city and getting jobs with a lot more security. Bought our dream house. The kids are thriving. I stopped living trying to please everyone else. I received a huge amount of blowback, but stood my ground. Cut back contact majorly, starting to talk to a counselor. I had no idea how badly everything was affecting me, and I feel so much better. I don't know why I felt compelled to post again. I guess it's part gratitude for Reddit helping to affirm what I felt and giving me the guts to change the way things were going. Another part is hoping that anyone reading this in a similar situation finds the strength to change. If you are an adult, making healthy and safe choices for your family, please don't let yourself be manipulated by others' motives. Don't allow unspoken social contracts to guilt you into situations that make you anything less than happy. Not the idiot. Congratulations. You did the best thing to ensure your family could thrive, and this Reddit stranger is beaming on your behalf. Enjoy the new surroundings, and may this be the beginning of a wonderful new life for all of you. Do you think an hour-and-a-half drive is too far? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I the idiot for telling my parents I will have sex in their house whether they like it or not? I, female 22, have a generally good relationship with my parents. We all get along, but they are a bit more conservative than me. I recently decided to move back to their city for a job offer that I took. My parents haven't been doing too well financially and asked me if I wanted to move back in with them for a while. I figured why not? I pay part of the mortgage and in exchange don't need to do as many chores as I would usually have to do. About 6 months ago I started dating my now boyfriend. He lives a few kilometers out of town, so it makes sense for him to stay the night at my place and not the other way around. The other day my parents approached me and told me that they don't want him to stay over anymore because they don't want their daughter to have sex in their house. I was a bit taken aback and told them that I'm sorry, but I'm an adult and it's not like we are allowed or anything. They basically told their house their rules, to which I just laughed because I pay 40% of the mortgage payment, and if it wasn't for me the house would likely not be theirs anymore. So I told them that in my house my rules BS wouldn't fly with me, and if it bothered them so much I'd just get my own place like right now, but I certainly will not be told when I can and can't have sex. Now they're upset because they think I'm trying to blackmail them, but I'm like, mate, I'm paying for this place so I'll frick whoever and whenever I want. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Normally I would say don't have sex in your parents' home ... but you're paying 40% of the mortgage, so they have kind of lost the high ground. Update. You may have guessed it. When I made the post I was pretty upset about what had happened. I've since calmed down and thought about my options. Since no one knows how much longer my parents need help with the mortgage, I decided to move out. If I had known it would be 6 months or even a year it would have been different, but I don't want to stay indefinitely. I think moving out is better for our relationship since they can't seem to understand that I'm an adult who is used to living by herself, paying my own bills and most importantly having a certain amount of freedom. When I let them know what I had decided they obviously weren't thrilled, but in the end they understood and agreed that it's for the best. I suggested that they could rent out my room to make some extra money, and it seems like that's what's going to happen. The house is pretty nice and in a good spot, so it shouldn't be too hard to find someone. As for myself, I'll be moving into my own place again. I'm currently looking at some houses and apartments and it looks like I'm either moving to the CBD or a beach suburb. About the idiot. Don't they know that if they rent out the room to some random person, they will also be having sex in the room in the house? Odd.